I'm living there for more than 37 years. Now, this is my first time I am here in this Ask Circle, M40, and Mr. P.N. Chaudhary brought me over here, and I had a very detailed conversation with Kamal Jain, who had some connection with Jalpaiguri as well. Now, this time around I have selected some different topic. Why mutual fund has failed to attract investors from all across, from different parts of the investor fraternity actually. Now, when in 1963 mutual fund, that is Unit Trust of India, was formed, the broad vision of our Indian finance minister was that it should penetrate in the retail segment so that the depth of the capital market increases. But right now there is a, now we should ponder over whether it has reached its goal or not. Now after that sumptuous food and 2.5 hours of brainstorming session, now we should discuss and we should face some ground realities over there. Now we had at times 2.35 crores of investor population in India. Right now it is below 1 crore, including direct equity and mutual fund investments. As per the Share Committee report, the AUM has still increased from 1987 to 2012 almost at a rate 20% CAGR. The gross domestic savings, the percentage wise, it has come down from 6.1% to less than 5%. And if we segregate the total amount that is invested in India, it is around 4.5% in mutual fund investments. So that's a point of concern to be addressed, and we should face some music over there. Now, there are some rays of hopes also for the mutual fund industry, as we all here, we are the stalwarts of our industry. We are here to discuss some things, and we have many great fellows and discuss all sorts of things over us. Now, let us define something in front of you. Now, as far as the solution goes, some solutions are within hand, some in our hand, some solutions that are totally macroeconomic problems and that is beyond our capacity, but we can still evaluate solutions considering the distributors, regulators and government should play in this regard to help our industry to survive. Now, I am from a district which Kamal just pointed out, it happens to be the second largest town in West Bengal. And shortly, when I just had a chat, I decided to tell him that, okay, it will not be that big town anymore because shortly it is going to be divided, you know. And roughly around 150 tea gardens will go away from my district. And I am from a place famous from 4 T's, tea, timber, tobacco and tourism. But the place will not be like that after 3 or 4 months, roughly. Now, what about the solutions? Now, before becoming the chairman of the SEBI, actually, you can see I had a plan about the mutual fund policy. You know, we had lots of policies regarding insurance policy, the banking policies, etc. But so far, the mutual fund has unable to find out one policy for itself. Unless that mutual fund policy is being attributed correctly, the definition of the real investors will not be there. What will be the long-term vision of the mutual fund industry in terms of the AUM setup, what will be the investment in Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities and rest of India will have to be addressed actually. Still mutual fund is a metro product, you know. And if you segregate the pie chart, you know, you see still that 87% AUM is totally concentrated in 15 metros only, and Kolkata roughly contributes around 4.5% AUM, and 45 to 50% AUM is concentrated in Mumbai city itself. Now, if this is the real situation in our country, where after crossing 50 years of our presence in mutual fund industry, now Bombay contributes around 50% of our investment, and that's a shame. You know, we should change that. With the help of a mutual fund policy, we can change that. Now, what regulators should do, they should introduce less volatile broad-based index product. All the AMCs should focus on the broad-based, large-cap-based products instead of micro and small-cap-based products because their performance is not going that way. The market has been flat. And another solution I decided that is simply a solution as far as myself is concerned, just a proposal. With the consultation of RBI, SEBI can introduce a base rate for liquid funds, FMPs and short-term funds actually, because that will give the investors some sort of guarantee, you know, whether we are just telling you that whether we explore that possibility, whether it is possible or not in our domain. And at the same time, level playing field should be introduced for all financial segments, because the same set of people are working in different areas, whether it is general insurance, life insurance, small savings, equity, fixed deposit, corporate fixed deposit, mutual fund, etc. And if the flaws are not to be blocked, if the holes are not to be plugged in the right way, what happens? The investments will get redeemed from mutual fund industry and straight away go to other industries for what the investors, the distributors will get differential sort of commission. Then that will simply be signaling the death of the mutual fund industry as a whole. At the same time, investor awareness has to be increased. Now we always teach our children actually how to earn money from childhood, but we don't tell them how to use that money as far as the expenditure goes. So that has to be started from early age. Now if you, we generally call that below 40 generation and now age generation. Now whatever is required, they will just spend the money like anything. And generally responsibility comes after the age, after he or she attains 40 years of age. Meaning they are taught properly the financial awareness from early age. I think it will be beneficial for all of the industry, as a whole. And the AMC should not have a differential commission system for different set of brokers. That should not happen. It's a shame if we do that right now as well. And what is my proposal is that there should be a complete breakup of institutional and retail money as well. Because what was our point of objective from 1963, and we have failed in achieving that the institutional money is being pumped through mutual fund industry. Now we have got a copy-paste like attitude from America, that whatever happens in America, just copy it and paste it over here. But same thing is not applicable for USA. USA manages an asset base of around $503 trillion. But we have an industry of roughly around $5.3 trillion. 50 million investors are there in USA, having 66% of assets in modern. Actually, 66% of the total investor fraternity, total investment in mutual fund. But in India, it is around, say, less than 1 crore population. Well, mutual fund industry was set up in USA. It has still overcome the banking industry. Our banking industry has got an asset in India around 60 lakh crore, but 15 lakh crore has been the savings bank account amount, and the 41 lakh crore is almost put in fixed deposit and term deposit as well. I am not talking about the corporate investment, I am talking only about the individual and HNI segment. So complete breakup of institutional money and retail money and fund management should have been different for those two segments. Another is the complete risk profiling of the clients. And in that regard, I can say IIT has worked upon something, and they have valuation-based metrics, and hopefully that proposal will come up in October 2012. So some sort of form, some sort of column should be there in the form, where complete risk profiling of the client should be there. After getting through that risk profile of the client, the investor will actually point out to the distributor will actually point out to the investor that what sort of product he or she requires, and that has to be there. So a complete risk profiling pro forma should be added along with the form itself. And another one is the cap in the expense ratio should be removed. This was a long-term demand of the demand of our industry. Even in China, that is the cap in the expense ratio has been removed, but it's not in India. Talking about the entry load there, I think America has got a much more mature market. Even 7 to 8% entry load is there in America, and exit load is there also. In UK, you find the entry load and exit load there, and that entry load has to be done from June 2012 itself. If you go to China, you see that entry and exit load there. But do you know what country we are following? We are following Australia. 2.5 crore population. Only that country we are following. We are not following Korea, South Korea. Less than 5 crore population has more than 60% investment goes to retail investment. And one funny thing I can say, and once the market hours was to be delayed because some university examination was going on. That's because retailers want to invest in the market, and that's why the market hours was delayed. That's because some examination was going on. This is the amount of craze there in South Korea. We should follow it. We should not follow countries like Australia or something like that. Very little amount of presence in investment in the world. So we should follow that. Another has been the great cause of concern which you people do not find it in Calcutta or Chennai or Hyderabad or Bangalore is the multi-level marketing companies or the pyramid structure companies which are operating under different name. They are making resort to everything. Okay? And they are simply bypassing our capital markets and raising capital in a different way, and that should not have happened. That problem has to be addressed by government and regulators to take a note of it, and everybody is brushing aside that problem. You cannot paint the picture with the same brush, so you have to be different in all respects, And another point of concern is that the steel now, after lots of regulations,